Bagfuel, baby.
We don't usually touch on relationships, but this is a business transaction with the whole Young Jeezy divorce.
Oh my gosh.
And we're
It's
always
a business transaction.
Yeah, and now with the whole infidelity in the prenup, because Jeezy's getting dragged through the mud as if he's a cheater, but we have to explain the ghost clause. It's any type of communication or emotional interaction via text messages, all media platforms can be considered cheating. You telling your moms "I love you" can be considered cheating based on how that prenup is structured.
Well, not if it's my mom.
No, because of the wording. The wording is so broad. Any persons you have an emotional relationship with. So that's how, remember how we were on our way to the meeting, I was explaining to you the Mann Act? And you're like, that's really considered trafficking? Even though in technicality, the trafficking we understand is really kidnapping somebody and sending them over to Europe, as opposed to, I drove over a bridge from another state with a girl and she wanted to get out the car.
Yeah, but that's easily defeated because the lawyer could just
bro.
The lawyer could just ask him to define what emotional is, and then the judge is gonna hear that crazy shit.
No, it's not.
And be like,
I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna work. Because see, when I'm saying this ain't me saying it. A lawyer went over this and said, Jeezy, you're gonna get cooked. Because here's the problem. He signed, the prenup was 1 day before the wedding. So he rushed to sign it. Okay. Once he did that, that's all binding. That's up right there for all types of interpretation. Just based on how that shit is interpreted, leaving a heart emoji on a girl's video where her ass shaking can be considered cheating. That's the communication. I'd have to pull up the paperwork. And the lawyers was like, I would never have no fiance or husband sign this. It's too broad to get scraped. You dig what I'm saying? He's going to pay a penalty, sadly, man.
I mean, the easiest way that they say for your fortune to get taken is through divorce.
Mm-hmm.
That's why many people are either signing prenups or they're not getting married at all. I mean, this is standard business now. You know what I'm saying? So if people are going to put infidelity in paperwork.
Yeah, in the prenup.
I'm going to be honest. They fools. I would never put that in there because you never know where emotions is going to lead you and what time is going to be. That makes no sense. You don't know how you're going to feel, how somebody's going to treat you over an extended period of time. Jenny Ma might have been a wonderfully nurturing woman, but after they had the kid, she could have turned into something else. That's not the same person who I married.
Yes.
She's different now. We've had problems now. She reacts to things now. She don't sleep in the same room as me now. Things change.
Rapidly, too. It don't take long. 18 months can flip fast.
Infidelity is in there. You already know that that's something different because people make mistakes all the time and get taken back. People get forgiven all the time.
But
if you're doing that, if you're putting that in a prenup, we already know where this is going. It ain't too many people that I know of, and I do know a couple of people that have prenups. All of them, except for 2 people, have gotten divorced. It's like the prenup is the prerequisite for divorce to me.
You mean more got divorced because they had a prenup?
Or it just seems like that it's easier to get divorced. I got a prenup. I know where I go. I know what I'm doing.
It's protection.
You know what? Peace be unto you. So I'm just saying, out of 10 people, I'm giving an analogy. I don't want to say the amount of people because nigga might be like, oh, you spoke on my shit.
No, I got you.
So say out of 10 people that I know that got
Give a
prenup,
percentile then.
2 of them are still married.
Oh, okay. So
8 of them are divorced.
Like an 80%.
So I said it's easy. When you have a prenup, it's easy to me to get divorced. What's the incentive to stay together if you have a prenup for real, if there's really no love in there?
Because without the prenup, you get waxed for the most part, depending on what state you're in. Some states are more favorable than others. I know they've said California is like the worst state for a man to get divorced. You get liquidated on a different scale. Atlanta too. So you got so many things tied in. Once you become married, you become a union. Especially when we posted the clip about Diddy marrying Carisha, they're like, what sense does that make? She would have half ownership of everything he is without a prenup, or depending on what the language of the prenup is. So the prenup is based on the success of who the person is more so. If you going, but you never know.
But Jay-Z and Beyonce got a prenup, and they prenup was just on television.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, if she would have had no kids and they were divorced, then she would have had $1 million.
Yep.
She gets a certain amount of million for every amount of kids she has,
Yep.
and how long that they stay married, and all the rest of these type of
big
things.
business.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah. Each prenup. The thing about prenups is you can adjust it for yourself. Like, so there's one guy, he had in his prenup, my wife must give me sex 15 times a month. Yeah, yo, and if she doesn't, she violates the terms.
This is crazy.
Yes, yo, and also women have things in their prenup. He must give me a spending budget for me to go shopping. And I understand. Shit is crazy.
I understand the prenup.
It's business.
If you're rich and you're not, okay. We definitely, and I'm not saying two rich people don't need a prenup. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's clear cut when if I like you and you are a waitress and I am a millionaire, we need to have some type of prenup to say if this doesn't work out, because you might be rocking with me because I'm rich. You might be rocking with me because I'm famous.
Yes.
When you got money on money, you think it's less of a chance to, and then on top of that, those people usually marry for power. So they don't even really be liking each other neither.
I mean, think about this. Rihanna once said she doesn't want to get married. Remember, she had said that, and because ASAP would immediately become a billionaire, because I think she's worth $2 billion, if I'm not mistaken.
Listen.
So he would immediately become a billionaire.
But why wouldn't she just marry him and sign a prenup? Do you think it's about money? Because she could just sign. Because I'm sure ASAP Rocky would sign a prenup and marry Rihanna. Especially at this
I mean, it depends on how she feels, because you could, cater the prenup to where I think they say ASAP's worth $30 million. If they divorce, right?
$30 million.
Yes.
I got to look that up.
30
ASAP Rocky's worth $30 million.
Yeah.
More than $30 million?
And
that modeling shit is making him $30 million?
We never know where money's coming from. And remember, he's the father of Rihanna's babies.
That's definitely
so checks are just gonna come in.
That's definitely taking him up now. I ain't thinking
They're saying like $20 million. They're saying
okay, $20 million.
Yeah,
that sounds.
They said, even when they said that,
23 million.
Okay,
that's what they said, because they said $20 million, and they was like, she's worth $2 billion, and she's a billionaire.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, like, why was she like $2 billion and $20 million is $180 million?
No, nigga.
A $1.98 billion difference. $1.98 billion.
Think about it. If you slap $300 million on top of that $20 million, you're still $700 million away.
No, more than a 1.
No, I'm just from $1 billion. He's still.
Yeah, just from $1 billion. She's worth like $2 billion.
1.4.
She's worth 1.4 billion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So now with that prenup, it could be certain language where she might have to pay him out $100 million.
If I was ASAP Rocky and I had Rihanna and 2 kids, I'd be like,
I'm good.
Bitch, marry me. Whatever you want to do in the prenup, leave me with $10 more million. If you decide to get fly and slide, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like
I would say $20 million.
Like I'm just saying, like
Double.
For me, I lead with love. So if I really like you, like I'm corny, I guess now, because I don't know nobody else that fucking leads with love. It's like
it's
even
business.
when I was on the relationship show, they was like, marriage is business and all this, and I would be like, yo, I'm not marrying my wife for a business. Like, if we're not gonna lead with love, it makes no point to cross this bridge. We could just fuck around and be paid. That's all I'm saying. We don't have to get married. Let's fuck around and both be paid and move on. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to have a baby? I give you a baby, bitch. We can sign the paper showing how much I got to pay, but you a billionaire, bitch. I shouldn't have to pay nothing. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to be daddy. You know what I mean? So, like, I think this world right now, we're making everything more complicated than it has to be.
Yeah.
Things is way simpler than everybody's.
But marriage always been like that. Think about it. The marriages that lasted the longest from throughout history were arranged marriages. That's where the dowry comes from. Take my daughter, because now you have to absorb her.
I wish that was still true.
Nah.
Who Hynaken does?
Nah. You don't know what you're getting. But
you're gonna get deeper into your traumas, man.
I'm talking about what happened in history. This is real shit. The father would have to give the guy a cow. That's where the dowry comes from.
How often do you think about this?
No, that's history, dog.
I just asked, how often do you think
about nothing. I'm giving you a history lesson. We just talked about marriage.
Yeah, how often do you think when marriage, you think about arranged marriages and getting
I'm just giving a history lesson because he just mentioned it triggered because he said, I think I'm corny because I'm leading with love, where all of this is more focused on business. But I've seen throughout history, a lot of the marriages were based on business. It was based on consolidating power. All right, you're from France. You're from England. Let's bring our daughter and son together. Now we got two entities, two superpowers merging together. And that's all it is.